So the games have begun, and I'm very anxious to find out what is happening with this Diddy trial. Yeah, we got to talk. We absolutely got to talk. I'm trying to find out what's happening here. Um, they said they want to keep us updated step by step. So we're going to go over this and watch together. Tap in.
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
Three prospective jurors in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs shared their own experiences of sexual assault. I'm glad they got the people ready to go. I'm glad. I was wondering, were these going to be folks that were paid off to lie? Were these going to be people who were going to be brave enough to testify and tell what was going on? Bravo. Let's continue though, because I know there's a lot more here that I'm dying to see myself. The stories were revealed Monday during the first day of jury selection in Manhattan federal court. None of the three women so far have been removed from the pool of people who may eventually decide Combs' fate. They are all told, and they all told U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian, who is presiding over the case, that they could be impartial in weighing the evidence in the trial. Hold on. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? They're telling you essentially they ain't got no dog in this fight. They're not biased. They want justice, and I'm hoping and praying that this is straightforward. There's no hidden agendas. This ain't out of spite. You know, not to defend him, but the lies and the levels of um, places a woman will go to unjustly get somebody put behind bars is very well much documented. Something that I might have to talk about on another day. But let's continue. Combs has vehemently denied the charges against him, as well as all other allegations of sex abuse. If Combs, who was once estimated to be worth $820 million, is convicted at trial on all charges, he faces up to life in prison. I don't count people's pockets. I didn't know that brother had that kind of bread. So shit, imagine 820 million. You can definitely get away with murder. You can get away with murder. You can get away with bribery. You can get away with sabotaging people. You can get away with damn near anything. $80 million. I'm sorry, 820 million. I don't know where I got 80 million from. They are there are no limitations to how far a person will go to keep their money. That's what I think about initially. Like how did you get that? Ain't no way you just got that shit because of being a good Samaritan. You had to step on some people. Guaranteed. The hip hop mogul has been locked up at a federal Brooklyn jail since September 2024. An indictment on charges of racketeering conspiracy, self trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The first jurors may be seated as early as Tuesday morning. They try and get this done, and I ain't mad at it. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Let's make something happen here. I mean, like, damn, my man's been doing this for years and years and years. There's no need to put this off that much longer. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Tuesday morning. So I expect to see a little bit more coming from this. As part of the jury selection process, prospective jurors were given a written questionnaire that asked if they had been victims of sexual assault. Three women amongst those who responded yes to the question discussed their experiences in court on Monday. They answered questions from District Judge Aaron, who is deciding whether they can be impartial in deciding the case. I just thought about something because I remembered a few days ago I did a stream and I was saying they said initially that they were trying to get people on the jury that wouldn't be um, influenced in any way to make a judgment based off of personal vendetta or whatever. And I got to retract what I said 2, 3 minutes ago. If these women were actually assaulted, they can't be jurors. They should be witnesses. Why aren't they witnesses? But they're here to potentially be juries. Maybe I'm missing something. The first, who is in her 40s, told the judge that a family member molested her and her sister when they were young. She said she would feel empathy towards the victims, but that she was also a very rational person who could keep a fair and objective view. I'm sorry that happened. Subramanian told the woman. The woman said she works as a photo producer at HBO, which was subpoenaed by Combs' defense lawyers who wanted to obtain raw interview footage of victims for the fall of Diddy docu series. Interesting, interesting. So I'm trying to figure out, right, if this is the direction you're going with your defense, what is your goal? What are you trying to paint a picture of? Clearly, it's going to be something around the lines of, well, this docu series that y'all put out on me is inaccurate. It's defamation of character. It's painting a picture of me that is not true. I'm thinking it's going to be along those lines of trying to shave some of the pressure off. I could be wrong. Like, I'm not a defense attorney or a prosecutioner or nothing like that. That's just what I'm thinking. Um, a second woman who said she was sexually assaulted around 1996 by a neighbor. They had begun to date, and he took it too far and assaulted me in the stairwell of my house, she said. The woman said she studied the relationship between SA and women's self esteem in college, said it was possible to hold nuanced views about perpetrators of SA. I don't think it's a good thing, but I don't think it makes the person who did it horrible in all respects, she said. The third survivor, a white woman in her 60s, said she was essayed by a teenager when she worked as a dentist for around 2 years. The dentist was grossly inappropriate and kissed and fondled her, she said. But in more recent years, she has opened her mind to both sides of the relationship between perpetrators and the victims. She said, I worked very hard to remain impartial to people every day, she said. So basically, they're trying to make the argument that, look, this happened to me before, but I managed to forgive myself, forgive the parties involved. I'm looking at it from a different set of eyes. Me having the experience would make it more of a valuable reason for me to be here. I don't know how that's going to work out personally. I feel for him. We'll see what happens. Prosecutors and defense attorneys are trying to find a fair jury. Jury selection in the high profile trial is expected to take several days, with the trial anticipated to run for about 8 weeks. Combs donned black frame glasses, black slacks, and a sweater with a crisp white collar peeking through at the neck. Linda Moreno, a jury selection consultant who Combs has hired, was the first on the rapper's team to arrive at the courtroom on Monday. As a criminal defense lawyer, Moreno has represented actor Wesley Snipes, Noah Salmon, and has done jury consultant work for Theranos Fraudster. The I'll Be Missing You singer appeared in good spirits, smiling as he hugged or shook hands with his team of about a dozen attorneys and staff before taking a seat. Amongst those seated in the court gallery on Monday was Douglas Wickdor, the attorney for Combs' ex-girlfriend R&B singer Cassie Ventura, was expected to testify at the trial. Ventura is referred to as Victim 1 in the indictment against Combs. Also in court were Lisa Bloom and Eric Fudali, who represents another Combs accusers, who expected to testify. Fudali told the Business Insider that being the victim of SA should not be disqualifying for jurors. So essentially, what this is, they're really trying not to have biases up there. That's I'm skimming through it, but that's pretty much what they're talking about here. Um, I don't want to go fully into all of that, so I'm gonna skip through some of this. It's basically saying and jury selection will continue Tuesday morning with the side selecting the first jurors from among 19 prospects, 11 women and 8 men who were questioned in detail about what they already know about the case for the media from the media. Only 3 in the group said they listened to hip hop. This is going to get spicy. I can already tell off the rip because they're trying not to utilize anyone that's going to potentially paint him in a negative light. And that means victims of a crime that happened to them prior to this. It's actually a smart move. You don't want nobody helping make you look bad. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I can understand why this would make him, feel pressured. Not that I give a shit, but that's what we got so far. I'll keep you posted on what's happening. If you want to check out the rest of that story, go to www.msn.com. That's where I just finished reviewing it from. But yeah, it's getting real, and I'm as far as I'm concerned, let's just get this shit over with. You know what I'm saying?